Hello again, Ludwin here. I'm No Man Walks Alone. We're going to show you another drop that we've got coming in. This is a Japanese label that we've been carrying for some time, Ikiji. They just have a really nice, a smart approach to the stuff that they're making. It feels very clean, feels very effortlessly chic. That's it. That's all I got to say. And I'll show you the goods. The first up is a beloved model from Ikiji. It is their side tab trouser. This one is the only one that we have this season. We generally have multiple fabrications, but this is the only one that really spoke to us, so we jumped on it. And it's really nice. The cloth is, I believe, a rayon linen blend. This is something that we had in an easy trouser last spring, summer. So if you've been following us, you know what the cloth is like. But this time we decided to get it a little gussied up, put it into their side tab shape. The thing about Ikiji side tabs, while everything is really nicely done, it's a very elegant shape, the sizing just may be difficult for some. Their sizes, as a lot of Ikiji things, are going to be in Japanese sizes, so while it is the same letter sizes that we have in the US, things are just a little bit smaller. So for the trousers, for instance, they're letter sized from medium to double extra large. I'd say you want to size up at least one from your usual US waist size just to get a fit that would work out for you. So say if you're like a 34 and you usually take a medium in US, you might want to go for a large or even an XL in these to get a proper fit. But when you do get the fit and when it's dialed in, it looks incredible. You have a nice clean waist, a really nice volume in the thighs coming from the pleats, and then it tapers down to a very clean finish. Yeah, we really like these trousers. They're great. Bam. Next up, we've got a new model from them. This is maybe easier to see in the white. So that's a little spoiler. We have two colors going on. It's a cotton and buttonless placket polo. And this is unlike other polos that we've had from Ikiji, whereas usually they're kind of their molded program with like the twin plover seams, and it's kind of a lot more focused on the texture of the fabric. This one is just kind of like a very clean, almost has like a sheen to it, similar to a mercerized cotton if you've experienced like t-shirts like that, where it's a cotton that is just very dense, very fine. It holds its shape very nicely, so I feel like it's something that you won't get like wrinkled. Even if you tuck it in and then untuck it after, it's gonna look very smooth. So this is just, I think, probably the cleanest and most elegant knit polo that we're going to be offering this season. So if your shape is more of like, you know, that little understated, minimal, elegant vibe, go with this. Or it's Navy Brother, the Navy one. Yeah, I guess it's not really a name for it. I don't know. It's a cool polo. The sizing on this, again, as I mentioned before, take your usual Japanese size and it's going to work out. Really happy with these guys. Next up, the molded polo. Honestly, I'm showing you guys this, but I don't know why. I think it may already be sold out on our website. We only got 6 units total this time around. So, you know, pretty exclusive, pretty limited item, and just a very pretty like seafoam marled color. I feel like this like just brings you to the beach with it. It's really, really nice. As you'd expect with the molded polos, it gets that name because they use a twin plover seam. So the seam, it looks like it's almost made with like a seamless construction. Like if you could somehow, you know, manipulate cotton like you would clay, you could, in theory, sculpt this shirt, and that's kind of what it looks like. And you know, to accompany this, we've got the sweater vest version of it, so the same knit going on, the same twin plover seams, but instead it has this really, really sweet, substantial V-neck, kind of what you'd expect with like a cricket sweater. And I really like how the two ribs on the neck overlap each other, whereas usually they kind of meet there and just make a plain V. This adds a little bit of dimension to it. Just, you know, some other things to add interest to it when the cloth is already so, I guess, visually stimulating. This is just another way to really get some stuff going on. Also has a sweet little pocket there, which, you know, a nice little, it's a fun option. If you want to put a pen, if you want to put, I don't know, a gift card, maybe, I don't know. There's things. Again, same size as the other ones. Actually, I honestly think that these fit a little bit more forgiving than these guys, than a lot of the other Ikiji stuff. So I think you can take your true US size in this and you'll probably be having a good time. And next up, we have a fleet of tees. And while you may be thinking, wow, that's a lot of like tees and they're the same tee, they're not tees. They're not the same tee. They are tees. But there's a lot of different things going on with them. The first one is the only one of its kind that we have this season. It's a wool jersey tee. These are tees that we have both in spring and summer. Wool jersey just has a really nice way of temperature regulating you. It'll keep you kind of like cool and breathe, like moisture wicked in the spring, summer, and in the fall, winter, it adds kind of like a layer of warmth to you. So it's kind of a year-round situation, and we really like it. They're very resilient. While it's not listed as machine washable, we have washed them in like a machine and then hang to dry, and it works out well. So if you want to be like us, you can do that, but I mean, your mileage may vary. But this just comes in a very nice bronzy tobacco color. And then we have a couple of other tees, except these guys are a 100% linen jersey. So we have two colors, and they have a little bit more texture to it too, just the way that the linen is knit here. They're a little bit more sheer as well. We have the ecru kind of like beige color, and this kind of iridescent olive. And if you see up close, you can see like the whole thing. You hold it against the light, you can kind of see through it a little bit. You can see my hand make puppets. Maybe not, it depends how the light works, you'll see. And then lastly, we have paper tees. This is something that's pretty special that we always get from Ikiji when we can. If you have never experienced what it's like to have a 100% paper tee, it's really nice. It has a dry, crispy hand, kind of similar to, I guess, like a fresh, like starched, like white cotton tee. But it's something that feels like this forever. This is just how your tee will always feel, and it's really nice. It temperature regulates very well, keeps the moisture off. I think it dries faster than cotton in my experience as well. Yeah, it's just a very cool experience. It's a kind of a conversation starter. People are like, oh, wow, nice tee. What's it made out of? You can tell them paper, and they go, whoa, like what you write on? And then you say, yeah, and then you can show them this video, and I'll explain how you can make shirts out of it.
But it's not going to melt off your body when it rains.
It won't, yeah, it won't melt off your body. I've never, yeah, that's real. Here's white. Here's the black. Here's another very similar dark color, navy. You can see the color differences there, like a true black, nice solid navy. And then we have another blue. I believe they called it indigo, but it's not like indigo. It's kind of like a washed blue, so I think we went and called it washed blue. Just like kind of like the color of like, I feel like when you have a navy shirt for like years and you wash it for like years, it looks like this, and that's kind of sweet. So you have paper in the kind of like pre-loved color, which is kind of dope. And then last up is a new model for Ikiji. We generally have their sweatshirts in both spring and summer, but full-length versions. And while they are very nice and plush, they definitely do weigh down on you, I think, in spring, summer. They have a lot of substance to it. They get quite warm, so I'm really happy that they went ahead and made this short sleeve version. It has the same key features like that extended chunky rib that you have at the hem, the kind of vintage nod to the Dorito on the collar, and then also a substantial rib to follow it there. It just has the chopped off sleeve, so no ribbing there. But I think it still wears very, very nicely. You could, in theory, kind of, I like to imagine layering like a short sleeve like button down shirt, and you can kind of still do the same layering you do in the fall, winter, except in the summer. We have it styled on a mannequin back here if you want to check it out. It's actually the guy right behind me. And you see how that hem just hits perfectly at the waist and then just kind of keeps the whole thing anchored down there while you have that really easy, leisurely, athletic vibe. This guy looks like he's about to play. He's gonna have a good time. Don't know where or how he's playing, but he's playing. He's a little bit of a player, you know? And yeah, that's Ikiji. Comment everything you like about Ikiji, or just give it a like. That one's easier. Give it a like. See y'all.